Howdy, it's your boy Brian from Brian's Custom Auto coming at you today with what I hope to be the finale on the engine build on the F-150. We got parts. We got lots of parts. We got parts everywhere, including some extra parts. We have headers, we have belts, we have gaskets, we have manifold gaskets, we have Permatex, we have more belts, we have supercharger, we have everything. Now that I said that, we're not going to have something. Anyway, let's show you where we're at. So at the moment, we have the parts out here, valve cover, one valve cover, because I still got to pull the O-ring out of it. But it's a rainy day, so what a perfect day to clean some parts, right? And as per usual, super clean to the rescue. And while we're at it, we're going to go ahead. Now this is at 90 on the back of this plenum. While we're at it, we're going to go ahead and take that out and put a new plug in it and just take that completely out of the equation, okay? So we'll do that once we get this whole thing cleaned up. But we've got the new crankshaft seal, so we're going to clean all that up. Let's get the other valve cover out the back of the truck here. And there it is, under the supercharger. Let's move a bracket here, get that bolt. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the supercharger is not exactly featherweight, but it's not super heavy either. But, all right, now then. Now, some of the bolts are in a package already, okay? All these bolts are the same size. Some go with points, some do not. That really is not a major concern. Now, I seriously need a bigger shop, guys. Now, to get these bolts out is very simple. You have to pull the gasket out, and then the bolt just drops out, okay? Otherwise, you'll be pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and not getting anywhere. So let's get that gasket out and let's get started with it. All right, guys, here we are back at it. Well, I'll just say. So we got the timing cover on. No, that is not a new timing cover. We got the crankshaft pulley on. But this is why it helps to have a good torque wrench like that. Is because, let me show you what this says here. I just wanted to check because, you know, I'm from back in the day when you just slam one of them on there. But this truck, where does it say it at? Crankshaft pulley to crankshaft bolt. Step 1, 66 foot-pounds. Step 2, loosen 1 full turn. Step 3, 34 to 39. Step 4, tighten an additional 90 degrees. Yeah, tighten an additional 90 degrees. Is that not stupid? So, let's get started on the walk it in. Right, so I went 35.7 and now I'm doing the 90 degrees. We're at... Ooh, that's kind of hard to do. I have to get on my crate. Hang on, guys. There's the 90 degrees. Oh my God. That got kind of tight. Matter of fact, 137.6 foot-pounds is how tight that got at a 90 degree turn. That's what I wanted to show y'all the other day. So when it does the torque to yield, or torque by angle, torque angle, however you want to call it, on this Quinn, it tells you what that torque number is. And it also tells you where you went to. So if you go over 90 degrees, it'll tell you. Y'all can see I went to 90.0, 137.6 pounds. Sorry that was kind of shaky, but I'm trying to do this one-handed. Anyway, so now the crankshaft is on. And we're all set there. So now moving on to the next step. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta check the torque on this timing cover. All right, here we are again with another Ford complaint. Valve cover gaskets. Yay! Since when does putting on valve cover gaskets require extra tools instead of, I don't know, maybe put a little silicone on it or ATV, whatever. RTV, not ATV, RTV. Look, I'm so tired, this stuff's got me aggravated. But to have to require a scribe or something like that to feed, let me get you on tripod, I'll just show you. Okay, so you have to get this little guy here, crap, which means I got to remember which ones take these and which ones don't, if that wasn't already a problem enough. So anyway, we'll just put this one right here and then I'll have to change it in a minute. So see the little shoulder on there? Make sure this is all the way back. Put your shoulder through, all the way through the hole like that. And you get that guy on there. Then you got to take this dude and feed it around like that. And then same on the opposite side. That much for one bolt. Then you move on to the next one. And you got to do this all the way around. My Lord. Anyway, just thought you might want to see that. All right, everybody, we've been hard at it here. Let me back this camera out just a hair. All right, we got left side valve cover on. We're getting ready to put in the coil packs. We got the intake on. That's all torqued down. Fuel neck on. I know it's not spotless. Guys, I was battling a lot yesterday. But anyway, we're finishing up this left side here, or the right side here. And then we'll jump over to the left side here. And then work our way back to the middle, okay? But right now, we're going to go ahead and put the coil packs in. And then we'll stop right there. We'll go to the driver's side and do the same thing. Put the valve cover on, then put the coil packs in. At which point, once that's complete, we'll go ahead and put the fuel rail back in. And once we get the fuel rail back in, then we'll start putting the supercharger back together and then finishing the front accessories. So, it's just an art of getting everything together. But everything else is all bolted in, ready to go. Still got to put the supercharger pulley on and all that stuff. But we're getting there. We're getting there. A little bit at a time, guys. A little bit at a time. But I'll bring y'all back after I get this other valve cover on. All right, guys. You can see we getting closer and closer. Other valve covers on. All the coil packs, fuel injectors are in. Fuel lines are hooked up. Staff put locks on there. Moving around to this side here. All right. You see I got that brass plug in the bottom back there. That's all sealed in. This belt here is a pain to figure it out. But once you do, it's all good. Now, moving on. This guy here is your supercharger belt tensioner deal. And as you can see, you have to take this off to put the new belt on. So it's going to be them 3 10mm bolts there. We'll zap those out, put the new belt on like so, and then route it after we're done. So I'll show you what that looks like. Here's like that. She's on 3 bolts. Out with the old, which I don't know how good you can see that, but yeah, it needed it. I'll bet you that was probably factory. All right, now we got to get this bracket on. Before we do that, you might want to go ahead and put the supercharger pulley on the bottom and bolt it in. That might be a good idea. What you think? All right, guys, biggest thing to remember, this is reverse thread, so you have to loosen it on and tighten it off, okay? Remember that. And then you got the nut down here, nut on the opposite side, and then one bolt in the top, okay? Let's get that slapped on there. And just like that, now the supercharger belt's on. That part will come up and go right over the snout of the supercharger. So that takes care of absolutely everything on the front of the engine, except for the water hoses. We need to go ahead and plug the alternator back up and get that hooked back in there. But outside of that, now it's time to start setting the supercharger on. So let's do that. All right, and just like that, we have a supercharger and everything else on there, just like it's supposed to be with new belts and all. So we've got some more to finish up, but I'm going to do that in the morning, guys, because one, my wife and I have some plans. Oh, I gotta get that other bolt back down back there. And but my wife and I have plans, so I'm gonna zap that bolt down and call it done for tonight. And I will see you guys back here. I would say tomorrow, but who knows? I don't know when I'll ever have a babysitter again. So I guess we'll find out. All right, everybody, we're back. It's another day. Overlook the shine off the lights. All right, so we've got the headers down here. They've got to go in from underneath. That's going to be a challenge, but I think we might be able to do it. I think we're going to try. We're going to try with everything in us. So we've got a little bit of room, and the one thing I've already figured out is it's going to take an absolute act of, I'm gonna have to do a nut check on this, or a bolt check, but it's gonna take an absolute act of Congress to get these headers in, and they're gonna be scratched up and everything else, but it's okay, you can't see them anyway once they're in. So let's get it started, see what I can get done. Well, you can see behind me it's dark. I've been on this, my head's red. That's not only from the traffic light, my head is actually red from the sun today. And holy crap, I look like Undertaker or something. Anyway, it's been a day, but let me show you what I've done. Behold my mechanical genius. Now keep in mind, guys, I'm not done yet. It's just I ran out of light, and yeah. But you see what's in there? I got to finish bolting them in. This one was the easy one. Like, once I got the crap cut out of the way, this one just kind of walked right in there. Now, hang on a second. Let's go around here. Oh! I wound up having to take this whole entire fender well out because I couldn't get my arms in there. But I've got this one. I still got 2 more bolts to put in. But there's the header. And guys, like I said, these are the long tubes. And I don't know if it's because maybe the motor mount's a little broke down right there or what, but it fought me all the way. But it's not touching anything. It's very, very close to the frame right there. So I don't know. But anyway, you can see it's sitting on them brand new heads. Man, this thing is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to fire it up tomorrow. Yep. So, yep. We're moving right on along, guys. So I'll bring y'all back tomorrow when I get a little bit of daylight. All right, guys. It's Sunday. And I was supposed to get a video out today, but that didn't happen. Let me show you why. Way down in there. Yeah. That is the most difficult set of headers I've ever installed in my life. Like, the camera don't even want to focus on them. Remove that. Maybe that'll help. But them pretty headers down there are officially installed on both sides. Oh my God. Other side over here, which this side here, you can see much gooder. They are in. Yes, sir. They are in. Now, I've got to put the oil dipstick back on the other side. I'm going to leave that fender well out for the time being so I can make sure everything's good. But I got to put that oil dipstick back in, and then from there, finishing up, buttoning up some stuff up here on the top, and then we should be able to fire this beast off. So yeah, let's go. Guys, much work. Everything is pretty much back together. Still got to top it up with fluids and stuff like that, but it is time to see if this thing will crank up and run, and how bad it's going to run. We can only run it for a minute because I got to put antifreeze in it and all that I don't have. I'll get it tomorrow. But that being said, let's hit the key. All right, key is on. Now we gotta use the box down here. Now I did use my probe down there to test bump it over to make sure nothing was gonna connect or hit, none of that. Oil pressure. Oh boy. It sounds good. It sounds really good. Well, all right, everybody. You can see it's the next night, actually. I did not get to work on the truck today. Today we had dance class. But I will say, I might as well grab that other one and bring it in too. I will say that you can see that setting with head pressure, so that way maybe it'll burp out any bubbles tonight. We got the fluids all topped up. Even got the cooler, the intercooler, or air to whatever that you want to call it. That's even topped up with the green antifreeze. Power steering fluid, got gas in it, half a tank. Put octane booster in that today from VP. I've let it run for a while now. Granted, it hadn't ran long enough for the thermostat to open yet because it's, as you can see, dark. And the neighbors might get a little pissed at long tube headers this time of night. Now, not that this is going to make much difference, but here's the high flow cats that go on this. Yeah. We got two of them. I don't know how much they're going to be stopping. And yes, I did have to do it just like every other man or woman who works on cars or works on exhaust. Yes, I did the doo-doo through the headers. Doo-doo! Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. I'll bring y'all back tomorrow when we get ready to put these on. And should be following that with burnouts. So, hang tight. All right, next day, guys. It is sunshiny out. We can get moving on a little bit further. We got this whole bunch of stuff to put on there. That's what holds them on there. So, let's do it. Let's do it. And we definitely are going to set these to the German specifications. Good and tight. Okay? So here's a good while you're in there moment. So he brought me 2 boxes of brake pads and stuff that are for an F-150. Now, I'm pretty sure they're the same as what's on here, okay? But what I can tell you is what's on here, yeah, it needs to be worked on. And we're going to do that. I need to pull these calipers and mill them down, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a minute. I probably could take them and get them resurfaced, but I think we can resurface them right here on the truck. Yeah, I'll show you how. But yeah, good while you're in here. I had to take this wheel off so I could put that fender liner back in and hook the brake sensor and all that up. Make sure nothing in there is touching. We're good there. I think I'm gonna leave this off just so you can see them headers just a little bit. It don't serve any real function. I mean, I could put it back in there. It's right back here behind me. But I mean, if you stick your eyeball down in there, you'll want to see the headers. So I think I'm gonna leave it out of there. But let's go ahead and take these two 13s off right here, which I've already got loose. Pop this caliper off, see if either of these sets of brakes will fit. If they will, we'll go ahead and resurface the rotor. And yeah, go from there. All right, let's resurface this deal here. Give it a good spin first. let me take, I got to put the camera down. Although it don't look like it, that feels way, way, way better. So that'll work for right now anyway. So what we're going to do next is put some anti-seize on the slide pins, slide those back into the cradle. Let me go get my Loctite and put that cradle back onto the hub, and then slide the new brake pads in. And then from here, guys, it is very simply just a brake caliper or a brake job. But what I used on there was first, sorry guys, I was telling you wrong. First, I just used a really light wire brush. That way it don't gouge into the metal. And then lightly, very, very, very lightly, just on the edge, as it's spinning. So you take the drill, put it on this side with one hand, and it spins it. Once you get it up to full speed spinning, you take this dude here and go opposite and just come across slowly like that, just to knock all the barnacles and stuff off. And then from there you have a pretty smooth. Now granted, it still needs to be cut or replaced, but for the purpose of getting this truck up and moving, we're gonna rock with it just like this. So let me put these brake pads back on, and yeah, we're getting very close to burnouts. I just hadn't figured out where I'm gonna do burnouts at yet, because this truck has no tag or insurance on it. So I don't know. Don't really want to piss off the locals, but if I have to, I will. All right, guys, the brakes are back on. We got the collectors on. Notice it sounds a lot better up here now. Everything's running super smooth. The only, you hear a little bit of that fluff, 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 fluff sound, but not much. Now we need to pump that tire up. We're gonna let this get up to temperature. Keep in mind, guys, I'm still running this without a fan right this second, so it'll help it get up to temperature a little bit faster. But yeah, we can do that. Worst case scenario, I can take the fan off that engine standing there, stick it down in this hole, and push through, and just hook it straight to the battery if that's what I got to do. But we've got the dual electric fans on the way, and I've got all the wiring and relays inside. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get all the stuff picked up. But yeah, let y'all have a listen to how it sounds with just the collectors. It sounds mean. Ha! That's so much nicer. Like, I'm barely touching the gas, guys. She runs great. So, heck yeah. Alright guys, so at this point, yeah, I could pump up the tire and we could probably go do some burnings for just a minute till it got hot. But I'm hearing a little noise coming from that supercharger now. But that's okay, because we got the pump and we got the Kenny Bell supercharger oil. So we're going to go ahead and service the supercharger as soon as I get the rest of my tools picked up. We're going to go ahead and service that supercharger and make sure all the oil's good in it, because I guarantee you that's something that's never been done to this truck. And see where our temperature is from there. We also need to figure out what's up with the intercooler pump, because it's not pumping. But outside of that, guys, this thing runs good. I'm so happy. I am so happy. Mr. G, I know you're happy too. Mr. G's the owner of the truck. Mr. G's the one that gave me permission to do burnouts with it, as long as I video them. So I just got to see how I can go about doing them without having the cops called on me. So we'll figure it out. I might just say screw it and hope the cops just don't see it. But guys, now that this truck runs, as soon as I get the fans wired up, it is time to start with the headlights, the fog lights, get the bumper tucked back in up right here, start working on the beautification process of it, get the rest of the door handles in. I've got to fix this window. it's the glue didn't set right with it, whoever glued it last, and when you let the window down, the track comes down, or the regulator comes down without the window. So we don't want that. But we have permission to burn them tires completely off. They're the wrong size anyway. We got 4 brand new ones on the way for this truck. Also, what came today was the pinstriping. So we're going to put brand new pinstripe on it. Going back to factory with it. We got the new headlights. We got the new fog lights. We got the new turn signals for the front. And guys, other than that, we still just have, you know, a bunch of cleanup to do on it. Yeah, got a bunch of cleanup to do. But she gonna be nice. And you know what I gotta say? Yes, there's some stuff that's aggravating on this, but primarily, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as what I was expecting it to be. It really went pretty good. So I'm hoping with it going that good, that truck runs great and stays running great. So let me get these tools up, guys. All right, ladies and gents, let's see how it goes to the end of the driveway and back. Now, I am going to do this a couple times before I just go hammering on it, but I do want to see how it drives down to the end of the driveway and back. So let's see what it does. First drive. Let's turn that heater off, though. Ugh, God, that's hot. So far, it feels much better. Of course, I'm just backing out the driveway. This is the fastest it's been since it's been on this property. Make sure we got brakes. We got boxes falling. Now keep in mind, I do not have the cooling fan on here yet either. And I can't roll this window down. So we're not gonna go way down the road. It feels really good, guys. It shifts. Let me shut it off. You guys see that? The stupid gauge said I lost oil pressure. So let me back it back down here. It don't sound like it's ticking or nothing. That was weird. Huh. Everything's good. Leaking nothing. All right, guys. Well, Mother Nature decided she was going to drop a deuce on us again. It's absolutely pouring down rain right this second. So that means my work on this truck is done for right now. Now, that's okay. I've got to pick all these tools up and get all the stuff straightened back out and all that. But I will be putting the manual gauge on the truck. The pressure kit I've got, I'll be hooking that up to see if it's just the gauge or if it's in fact the oil pump. I wish it would have done it while it was skipping and running like crap. It would have gave me some kind of inkling, because I mean the camera inside the pan, everything in there is good, so I know there's nothing coming up and hitting the strain or nothing like that. I don't know. But anyway, the positive side is pulling that thing apart is not hard to do anymore. Got it all figured out. So we gotta wait one more video to get burnouts. But you did get first drive. And it sounds great. I don't think it's the oil pump, guys. I really think it's just a sending unit, or maybe a bad gauge. Well, it'd have to be the sending unit. With the amount of awesome taking care of stuff like the door handles and all that. Nah. The only thing that scares me is where they were taking the truck to have the oil changed. Obviously, them people were not doing the oil changes. And that's why this truck wound up in this situation to start with, because y'all seen the inside of the engine. Nothing about it looked good. But it absolutely runs like a sewing machine now. I mean, it is perfect sounding. So, like I say, we'll put the manual gauge on there and see what it does, but that'll be in the next video. I'll show you how we're going to do that and diagnose it from there. See if it's the oil pump or if it's just a sending unit. Hopefully it's just sending unit. Those are not expensive, and those are easily installed. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Sorry it took me a little longer to get it done and get it out to you, but you see how much work went into this. And but yeah, from here it's all upside. We're going to start doing beauty parts. Got to get the grill covered, the grill shell ordered for it. We got the headlights sitting in here, all kind of stuff. So yeah, this truck's on the upside now. So even if I do have to change the oil pump, that's a day. I can have that done in a day, I believe. So yeah. But anyway, all right, guys. So that's going to do it for this one. Make sure you do me a favor. You comment, like, and subscribe. And I promise you, the next video will be burnouts. Yeah. See you guys.